I thrifted with this girl and boy on it, and I thought, and it is scratched up and stuff there, so I'm just going to reuse that surface, making a bunny craft, and I'm going to do it sort of rusticy, so, and a little bit of a 3D, I'm thinking. So I'm going to put some of this wax on it, and then once I have that on there, I'm going to put some vintage white, and from there, I'm going to wipe off the vintage white. Yes, and then I'll have a little of this wax underneath, I'm hoping. Just the edges, because I'm going to put some paper over the actual surface of it. Okay. It's just I don't want it to be the white that's there. I like that it's, you know, a little rough and a little beat up already. And I'm just going to wipe a little where that wax was. Okay, that's good for now. And if I want to add a little more on top after, I can. Let that dry a sec. And while that dries, I'm going to work on a couple bunny pieces. So I got one ear here, and this is just a carton I'm using. So I used this piece here for the nose, and then I just flattened out some other parts of the carton to make ears. It's good. It's got a little texture to it. So my ears the same size here. I'm just going to give these a paint of, this is country twill. So country twill is a good color for our Mr. Rabbit, I think. Okay. Brush, probably one I thrifted recently in my Fran's finds. And I'll try not to coat it too thick. It's really good paint, this folk art matte finish. It's quite thick of a acrylic paint, so I try to get that brand at Walmart. The egg carton crinkle is nice with the, gives it a good texture for the project, I think. We'll let those dry, and then we'll put a little lighter in the inner ear. Lining of a vest to a suit, I guess. But it was such a small little plaid print that I thought, oh, that'll be perfect in some use in crafting. So, anyways, we're going to make Dad a shirt and bow tie. So his shirt. And I had cut this out for my wood here already, see? So it's the same shape as the bottom, sorry. And then this will be, because we're doing a portrait like from the chest up sort of thing here, yeah. Just drawing a little bigger than what it actually is. So there's Dad's shirt. Now we're going to make him a little pocket on that, I think, of this same material that we're going to make the little bow tie. Then we're just going to take that and give it a good squeeze in the center. A little pocket. Got a nice even edge there. So this is really thin material. I'm just going to fold it over with the Mod Podge. So we got down, and we're going to say he's got a pocket here, huh? That certainly looks about right. Like what I'm considering wallpaper background on there. Okay, so this is what I chose for paper. Try to get so the print is, it does not, I guess it's not a very matters which way. So we're just going to go with that. I'm going to slap some Mod Podge down. Just going around gluing it, making sure that the paper's stuck right at that edge. Okay, so now, well, let's let that dry just a bit more. I can paint the inside of my bunny ears of pink with this vintage white. Oh, this one actually looks like a little curl to his ear. That worked out well for it. Gonna put some eyes. So now with this board, I am going to sand it off of there. So let's get Dad's shirt on the bottom here for our portrait. We'll go right with that groove. That's how we cut it. Glue that down. The face here. Put it on the carton like this. There we go. Put that bow tie on Papa. I'm going to put on some ears. Here we go. Mr. Finishing Touch, I think. So, shall we have this side curling or that side curling? I think we'll have this side curling because we got the pocket on this side. So, there we have one ear down. And again, I'm not going to put it right down. It can lift off a little. And this one's naturally lifting off. So we'll just leave that. So next I thought I'd give Mr. Rabbit some whiskers here. I should have done that before I put his face on. But I have this new paintbrush and I've seen it there and I thought, oh, that might make good whiskers. So I just cut off 2 or 3 on the edge there for each side. And yeah, I think I'll do that. So let's make a hole first. Stick pin here. So probably about here. And then get a little bunch of them. Good. Guess I'll just sort of stick those in my glue gun. And then stick them in my hole. To keep them pressed apart and not so forward. So there we go. I'm going to trim those up. Not too long. A little bit thicker size of rope. Got it cut at a bit of an angle there to start. And I'm just going to glue it right at the edge of my wood here to keep it sort of looking framed. Trying to keep with these to have some contour still too. Hold it a few seconds to make sure it's secure before moving along. We need a little more there. I'm trying to keep it that same little raised edge the whole way around. I am thinking, though, that I may do a Mrs. Bunny and maybe a boy and a girl or some other rabbit portraits. What do you think? Should I carry on with a family of rabbits? Like that. So it meets up really good there. And a bit of an inner bunch off. There we go. Get my finger protector on in case I get a little close. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is add some little buttons. And what I'm going to use are these little, I think they're split pins, yes. I had got them recently got in a little mixed craft bag that I got from the thrift store. I had shared it on one of my Fran's Finds videos that I do. They're just little shorts that show some of my thrift wins, or I consider wins. So, and this was in a little organizer container that I had got in that mystery bag just recently here. And I will use them for scrapbooking and junk journaling, whatever, when I get around to doing that. But for right now, I was like, oh, what could I use for buttons? And these little brown ones are going to be great for Dad's shirt. So I'm just going to snip that backings off of them and just use the little top part. It's got a good little pattern on his shirt here, so I can space these well. Okay, some buttons for Dad. I just want to add a little bit of this antique brown wax, like distressing or aging. So I'm going to take most of it off of my sponge here. Just very little edging. There's my Mr. Dodd Rabbit portrait all done. I hope you enjoyed creating with me. And let me know in the comments if you think I should make a mummy portrait or some children portraits.